Good morning, everyone. This morning we are going to shed some light on American new kind of revolution is going on. This new kind of revolution is titled as Parental Power Revolution. Parents had been very worried during the COVID lockdown about the education and all that. Now they want every school to provide a kind of opportunity to the students to learn hybrid education. Hybrid education means yesterday we discussed that education online as well as offline. But that is not only the demand. The parents of America, across America, demand so many changes in education. Education in America also deteriorates gradually. And the deterioration is a kind of natural phenomenon with human being. If you don't keep up improving every single thing, then this thing is going to deteriorate. Human deteriorates, our health deteriorates, our house and the car deteriorates, our business deteriorates. Every single thing deteriorates if we are not going to keep up and prevent deterioration. So these American parents who have started this revolution known as parental power, they have actually seen the deterioration in education in many, many ways. And they have been actually raising their decibel, raising their voice against those deterioration and want the educational authority to change all those things, to get rid of all kinds of indulgence, to get rid of all kinds of inanities and banalities in education, and stay on the course of better, productive, creative, viable, useful education. So they have started this kind of revolution known as parent power revolution. Now, parental power revolution is a kind of revolution that India definitely and desperately needs. Indian education has deteriorated for the last 3 or 4 decades. It has been deteriorating constantly. And since parents allow this kind of deterioration, government allows this kind of deterioration, society allows this kind of deterioration, so deterioration has been going on probably since the time of Nirman in Gujarat in 1970s, early 1970s, when Mr. Narendra Modi started Nirman. Now, if we want better education in India for your children, for our children, that we, the parents, should also start this kind of revolution, demanding firmly, emphatically, and definitely to change the education system and provide only the kind of curriculum, kind of education which is creative, productive, viable, useful, fruitful education, not futile education, but fruitful education, fertile education. This kind of revolution is actually needed very badly, very desperately, very direly in Indian society. I have chosen 5 points to elaborate this parental power revolution. Point number one is American parents demanding even better education. Now everybody knows all over the world, and this is a fact, that American education is considered to be the best, not one of the best, but the best education in the world. But still some rough edges are there that the parents want these rough edges to be edged out. These rough edges are kind of, teaching curriculum has been introduced in education that the parents don't appreciate that kind of curriculum based on racism and based on slavery in America and based on segregation in America. They don't like this kind of things to be taught or taught many other things which are absolutely redundant, absolutely obsolete. for students to learn. There is no need for the students to learn those things, and that is why parents have been raising their decibel, their voice, to compel the authority to age out and phase out that kind of education which is absolutely negative or counterproductive, unproductive for their children. Excuse me. Point number 2, revolution sweeping across America. This revolution is not confined to one state or one county or one district, but this is sweeping across America. All the Americans from north to south and east to west, they have been actually participating in this kind of revolution, to forcing the government not to teach the kind of education to their kids that they don't appreciate. Means the parents don't appreciate that kind of education, they don't need. They are very forceful. They are very compelling in that matter. They say that we want kind of education that we like to be given to our children. We don't want you to impart the kind of education which can corrupt the formative minds of our students, of our children. And that is why all across America that kind of revolution has been sweeping around, forcing the government and the authorities everywhere, education districts everywhere, in every district, in every county, to change the curriculum and introduce the new curriculum which actually stays on the straight line of education only productive, only creative, only fertile, only viable education, and no any kind of fluff, no any kind of inanities, no any kind of banalities in education. Education must not have any kind of fluff or gossips or any kind of tittle-tattle. No education full of tittle-tattle in there. Don't teach them the kind of things that formative minds cannot actually absorb, cannot metabolize, cannot digest, cannot understand. Don't teach them. Teach them the black history. Means I'm talking about not black people's history, but black history of America, which can actually disturb the formative minds of the students. They cannot actually understand, they cannot analyze, so don't teach them those things which are very, very difficult for the students to understand. Point number 3, refusing teaching of any racial issue. The parents have been forcing the authorities, education department, education agencies, not to teach any kind of racial issues to students who do not understand. Or maybe chances are that if they don't understand, then they are definitely going to resort to racism. So something which is not appropriate for the students of that age, or very, very formative age, this kind of education must not be taught, kids must not be introduced, kids must not be exposed to kind of material which is very complex, which is very difficult to understand, which is very, very hard to comprehend by those formative kids. Point number 4. Teaching only productive, creative, and viable curriculum. Curriculum that they should teach must be only viable curriculum, the curriculum that they can understand, curriculum that they can curriculum that can help them in their life, curriculum that can make them better human being, better understanding, better IQ. They don't want authority to teach the kind of curriculum which can actually corrupt their IQs or lower their IQs or distort their IQ, that kind of IQ about racism and about black people and about white people and about brown people. This is racist issues. Students should not be exposed, especially students of primary and high school students should not be exposed, because that kind of curriculum can make them radical students. They can actually create negative impact on them, and the result can be counterproductive result. It can backfire. This is not the kind of subject should be taught in high school, but only in college level, where the students are mature, they can understand, they can actually distinguish what is positive, what is negative in this subject. Point number 5. Do not corrupt formative minds under the pretext of education. They're saying that when you teach something that the student cannot understand or something which is not appropriate for the students at a particular age, teaching that kind of curriculum is tantamount to corrupting the minds of the students. They are asking emphatically to the authority, to the school educational boards, not to teach the kind of education which is improper, which is absolutely not necessary for the students of early age. Don't teach them, because that kind of teaching is definitely going to corrupt the minds of this kind of formative students who are in high school or still in elementary schools. Once you teach something that the students can understand, then it will have the benefit of teaching. But if you teach something which students cannot actually comprehend, cannot distinguish, cannot analyze, then this kind of teaching is definitely going to be counterproductive for the students. As a matter of fact, it can corrupt the minds of the students. Teaching the students of 5th or 6th or 7th grade what was segregation is not going to help. It is not going to help the society to eliminate the segregation, but it is actually hinder the society from making progress in the same line of thinking. These students are going to be radicalized. These students are going to believe that whatever our parents and grandparents were doing in the name of segregation was right. Black people are not worthy of mix and mingling, but they should be segregated. So our parents and grandparents did the right thing, and this kind of thinking and this kind of notion is definitely going to destroy the thinking and the notion of formative generations. So this is about parental power revolution. India needs it today. India needed it a year ago. India needed it 10, then 20 years ago. Education in India was absolutely chaste, absolutely unadulterated, absolutely uncorrupt, and absolutely uncontaminated when we were in high school and the colleges. At that time, there was nothing but education, nothing but erudition, nothing but teaching, nothing but learning. After that, since like I said earlier, since the time of Nirmal, education actually was politicized. Education become a kind of gambit. Education became a kind of plank and game. Education was tinkered by all the authorities. Education actually went into the hands of wrong people, and even today the education is in the hands of absolutely wrong, unworthy, inept people everywhere in the nation. God bless all the students on this planet. Amen. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.